So I wanted to shout at him. I was like, "Suck my big toe," is what I wanted to say. Yeah. But I just couldn't do it, right? And so this customer had called and upset, telling me how we were running our business wrong, and we would have 6 months being in business, and then he'd put us out of business, right? And I panicked. Had no idea what to do. Sorry, puberty, but I had no idea what to do in that moment. You just go, oh man, this guy's going to take us out, even though we haven't done anything wrong, we haven't done anything illegal. All of my guys follow policy, and now that's happened a half dozen times, and I don't care anymore.
And somehow you're still in business.
They're still in business. They don't have as much power as they think they do when you know what you need to know, right?
I think that reaction from that guy or those guys, because it's mostly all been guys, and they've all been rude and
sexually frustrated, nothing better to do in life.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they're probably fairly powerless in their own lives, and they're like, well, I'm going to give this guy the what for because this is the little bit of power I have. Yeah. But they don't have any power. They can't tell you how to run your business, and don't listen to those people.
Yeah, I second guessed everything, right? And you can't talk to him the way that I wanted to, and I didn't. You try to be respectful all the way through.
Your left nut.
Yeah, all the way through that conversation, right? You're trying to be respectful, and you want them to see your way, but you also want to hear them and understand what they've got. And but at that point, they get so angry, and I've got some skills in calming people down, but they just don't hear it. They don't want to hear. You're not wrong, right? They just, right. They're just furious.
Yeah.
Like guys, I've been in business for 3 years. We had this happen just maybe a month and a half ago was the last one. He tried to smear us over every site that he could find on the internet and how he's going to put us out of business. Well, and then we've got all the copies. I mean, I literally, the first time this happened, I went through and found all the paperwork proving that what I was doing was perfectly legal. Mm-hmm. And not against the Contractors Act or Consumers Act of Colorado, whatever the heck it is, right? And I've got it all printed off, so I know.
Right. Yeah. So you followed your procedures, you followed the law, and with you guys, it's such an easy thing because you give them an itemized, well, not an itemized, but a full quote beforehand, and they have to sign for it. Yeah. And so they say, "Yep, I authorize you to do this work, and I'm going to pay this much for it." And so when they come back and they're like, well, I saw a review online. The guy was so mad because you charged him $900 for this thing. And his whole complaint, because he wrote like 3 paragraphs on Google, was that you guys finished it too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they think they're damaging us.
He said, they had me sign this paper for $900, and then it took them 5 minutes, and they were out of there, and they think I'm going to pay $900 for 5 minutes worth of work. It's like, so you just admitted that you got an estimate, you signed for it, you authorized the work, but we did it too fast. Yeah.
And the part that never shows up online is because I thought the same thing. Like maybe I even second guessed myself with that call, thinking that like maybe there was something else we could have done there. Maybe, and then come to find out it was an hour and 45-minute drive to this gentleman's house.
Oh,
and somehow
but we drive for free.
But
right?
he forgot to put that in the Google review, right? But Google reviews, good or bad, they still help us, right? Because we just keep dinging up, and then people read them. And they go, well, that guy's an idiot. And I've had multiple customers go, yeah, we read your bad reviews, but they're kind of funny, so we just called you anyway.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yep. And for all you new business owners out there, get lots of reviews. I wouldn't say whatever you have to do, but make the effort to go out there and get the good reviews, because it's free advertising. And I say free because I haven't found a system where you can actually really ethically pay for reviews.
Yeah, I found it either. Yeah.
So it's free advertising.
Never heard of something like that.
There's stuff out there that you can buy reviews supposedly, but nothing that actually works or is ethical. Anyway, so get out there, get the reviews, get one of your get a little tap card on there so people don't have any excuse but to give you a review right in front of you. And also they're almost never going to.
But now tell us, because this is
bad review right in front of you.
This is your expertise, though. Tell us why it's so important to get that Google review. What does it do on the back end? Because I didn't understand. Working for mom and pop shops, everyone's highly successful without Google reviews. Why is it so detrimental in our market to make sure, whether it's, in bigger cities, Yelp is more popular, but Google by far worldwide, right, is probably the most popular place to get. What does it do on the back end, Ryan, that makes these reviews so popular, so helpful?
So it's two big things. One is where you're actually showing up on the map, because that's the first thing that most people look at. They're going to see ads. Some people absolutely won't click on an ad. They just won't. They grew up in our era when, you'd click on a Google ad for a plumber and you'd end up looking at Britney Spears pictures. And so they got a bad taste in their mouth and they'll never click on ads again.
Britney Spears pictures. What was this in the 90s?
Late 90s, early 2000s. People could buy ads on Google for anything.
That was pre-bold, right? Yeah.
Pre what?
Bold. Yeah.
Bald Britney, bald and beautiful. Yes, I think so. I don't know. I'm just using that as the example. You could have been Playboy or Maxim or whatever, but
really,
you'd click on something and you'd end up, some other place. Google's fixed that, but some people just won't click on ads because of that. That was the point of that. Thanks for the rabbit trail.
yeah, no problem. How would you click on it if it's a catalog? I don't understand. Anyway, moving right along.
So first thing that people see that they trust is the map. And Google reviews are going to get you to the top of that. Whether your website and your Facebook page or any of that other stuff are terrible or not. If you have lots of really good 5-star reviews, if you've been adding photos to your Google business profile and you update it on a weekly basis.
Business photos, yeah.
Yes, please.
Now, are we still on Britney Spears or are we on to something else now?
Yeah, definitely business photos.
Oh, okay.
For contractors, before and after jobs, finished work, your technicians, so people know who's going to come out and see them when they call. All those things are great. And doing those things will help you get to the top of it. And Google reviews is a huge part of that, because Google's very, the word nepotism comes to mind. All they like is Google. They don't care about Facebook and they don't care about your website. They want to keep people in their system because that's what makes them money, which is fine. That's their business.
Would that be nepotism?
Probably not.
There's got to be another word for it.
Favoritism. It's definitely favoritism. They favor anything Google. Yeah. Anyway, so you do that. Looking forward into the future and even the now with ChatGPT and Gemini and Grok and all these other AIs, as more and more people start to search that, which I think as we're sitting here talking, it's probably about 10% of the population uses AI to search for things that they want on the internet. As that percentage grows, AI figures out whether or not you're a reputable business in large part by looking at your reviews and what people say about you. You can say anything you want on your own website, but what other people say about you, that carries a little bit more weight. If you want to show up online when somebody goes and looks for a plumber, go get good reviews. And like I was saying, use whatever tools you can, because now you can make it so easy where they just tap their phone to your card. It goes right to your review of choice, and then they could put the review in right there. And I know you incentivize your guys to continue to ask for those reviews.
It's been a relatively new system that's definitely working, because we were lacking consistency for a while, which we've learned also that consistency is related to the LSA.
Is consistency important in business, Mike?
Yeah, it's really
a little bit.
Segue right into yes, consistency, Ryan. No, it is. It's not only for. I mean, it goes back to, I think, basics. We all love food, right? Why are chain restaurants so popular? Right, consistency.
Not because of the quality.
No, it's not. I mean, you go to Texas Roadhouse though, and you know exactly what you're going to get when you get there, pretty much every time.
Except they got rid of the peanuts. I'm still down about that. You can't just throw the peanuts on the floor.
Yeah. Who cares? I can't eat peanuts anyway. So.
What? Are you allergic?
I'm allergic to them, yeah, so it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, I think I knew that.
But if you're in a new town, right, and you're scared to try something new, maybe you don't have a lot of money or whatever, you're going to go to Texas Roadhouse over, Don's Steakhouse or whatever, because you don't know what you're going to get.
And I don't trust guys named Don.
Yeah, something about that name, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So get consistent reviews, get them all coming in like every day, every week. Pay your guys to ask for them, because you were talking about the ma and pa business. When you worked for them, you weren't thinking about them getting good reviews.
No,
'Cause
at that time, back in the old days, right? They would, wire in. No, they would call the office and
Beep, 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 beep.
yeah, and they would say,
Send the
"Hey,
plumber."
your technician that just came out did a fantastic job," right? And that's what I was used to. I mean, they still had Google reviews, but the company wasn't
Send you a
expecting
thank you card.
Yeah.
By carrier
But they
pigeon.
were established, companies, and so it wasn't necessary.
Yeah. When you've got 25 years in the market, it's a different story.
Yeah. But I think the real question in all of this is how many shits should you really give when you get a bad review? How do you handle it?
Oh, so no shits. Give no shits.
Or is it valid depending on the complaint, right?
Well, yeah. Read it. I guess that's the second.
I have white carpet and my guy just treaded mud across the top of it would be a one that you want to read, right?
Oh yeah, did that happen?
No.
Oh,
no,
good.
No. I've never had a customer complaint on the internet about bad customer service. It has literally always been price. That's it.
Yeah. So we were doing something right. Yeah. So read every one, because there's probably going to be something in there that you can learn from it. And you have to respond to them, or else Google's going to ding you even harder for a bad review. So respond to every review, especially if possible within 24 hours, because their algorithm works where you get extra points just for responding quickly. Read them, respond to them, learn from them. But just like anything else in life, if you wouldn't ask this person for advice, don't take their criticism, because chances are, if they're complaining about the price, they're either too broke or have a poor mentality, and they're not who you want to be anyway.
And too much time in their hands, because you know how many of these customers have actually called in and complained? Not a single one of them. I mean, back in the beginning, I would call every single bad review. All I did was get hung up on. It's like, hey, just wanted to reach out and make sure, well, you can't do that. You're doing this wrong, this and that. I tried to be polite. I don't do that anymore. They're more than welcome to call in and talk to the office staff if they want to. I tried my best, and I probably went through 25 people. We had these bad reviews. I'm like, hey, how can we sort this out? We didn't even do any work for you. And 90% of them were like that. I'd say 95% of them are, we didn't do any work. They simply just didn't like the price and went online. And who has that kind of time? I don't get it.
I don't know.
You have to ask me to leave a review. And if you ask me, and I'll try, I have to try and do it immediately, because I know they're valuable and I want my friends to do well in business. And so I'll definitely leave a review.
Hey,
but I don't have time. We had one. Here's a new one happened. We gave a bid for this person 7 months ago. Last week, we got a 1-star review from him. Never did any work, waived the $79 fee, and we went out. Jackson bid it. I gave him the price, and it was a really complicated boiler system. And he then last week got on Google and left us a 1-star review. Isn't that nuts? Who is that angry?
Yeah, that's a new level of psychosis, right? It's like, and also you got too much time on your hands. Go volunteer, go make a difference in your community, go help some starving kids or something like that. Get off the internet, get off Twitter.
Yeah. Seriously though, who has that kind of time? And I've always been confused of that side of human nature. Like if I go to a restaurant and I've had a bad experience, and it happens.
Yeah.
I go and I let the waitress know, or I let the manager know, because there's been times like, hey, I've gotten 1 glass of water. I've waited an hour and a half. Somebody else brought me out my food. I'm at the end of my patience. And I've been walked by like 12 or 15 times, and it's not that busy. I can fully understand when it's slammed, balls to the walls. They're going all over the place. But I don't go on Google and smear their name. There was some gal in Billings one time that got medium temperature, lukewarm tater tots from Taco John's.
Oh my gosh.
and she got on there and she shared her life story. It was I had $2.50 left to my name, and I earned the right to go get some tots from Taco John's, some potato olays. And she was so offended. And she's like, I didn't have time. I didn't have the gas to drive all the way back around the drive-through and get some new ones. And
I don't have a microwave at home, so I can't.
Victim mentality. and most of the time, these complaints they're grown men in their 60s and 70s. And I just go, what in the world? Has your life sucked that bad?
I think sometime we should do an episode or like a mini-sode or something like that, where we just sit here and read the dumbest things that people have said on our reviews, any reviews. And just,
we could probably just go back through one of your texts from earlier today.
What do you mean?
I don't read dumb things that somebody said.
Oh,
yeah, that was a good one. Good.
It was a great joke. Just it
was poorly executed. It was really. I didn't stick. Yeah, it was poorly executed.
Watching the Olympics, it was the landing was not stuck. That's like a 6.3 on the Richter the
Richter scale.
Yeah, the Richter scale. That's
we're
a good
both
one.
showing some intelligence here. Yeah.
That skater got a 6.3.
Yeah.
Did you see that guy do a flip in the Olympics?
I don't watch the Olympics, man.
I don't blame you, but some of these are amazing athletes at the top of their game. And I'm an okay skater. Grew up in Gunnison, Colorado, the coldest place in North America sometimes.
I can see that by your shape, yeah.
Yeah, by your shape. Short and squat.
Cute in a dress. Yeah.
I'm okay on skates,
got a pretty mouth.
but I can't even imagine doing a backflip on skates. Can you? No, you can't skate.
I can skate. Yeah.
The English can't skate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a pretty good skater, but.
All right. I'll take your word for it. Anyway.
I just like the tights better. I'm not really a dress kind of guy.
All right. Whatever you say, Mike.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a customer try to fight you?
A cuss word?
Have you ever had a customer try to fight you?
Oh, I've had threats on the phone, but
I'm coming down there and kick your ass, boy.
Yeah, I've had not quite to that extent, but I've had threats, physical ones. And there was one customer on the phone back when I was handling most of these calls myself. I was like, absolutely, I'm the little guy in the office. When you come through the front door, I'll be off on the right-hand side. That's when I had the office on that side,
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm assuming he looked us up online and saw what size I was because we never heard him come down.
I better size this boy up before I show up in his office.
Because I've had that when I'm driving too. Somebody flips me off and drives around because they think I'm going too slow or something, and then they get stuck at a stoplight.
Honestly, Mike, you and I both know that no one's ever passed you because they thought you were going too slow, right?
There's moments, right?
You were too busy texting, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. I could have been distracted, but I don't text and drive because that's wrong. And
don't do drugs, okay?
And I've had moments like that where I've gotten out of the car. I had somebody follow me into a parking lot one time because they had some major roid rage, and I got road rage, not roid rage. It's
Maybe
two
both.
Different things.
You never know.
Trend twins or whatever, But I got out. I got out of my vehicle, and they had parked two cars down, and then they just saw me, and then got back in their rig and drove off.
That's funny.
And so it's nice. It's nice being filled out now at this age to where people just don't fuck with me all that much, right? And I'm not a violent person, but, I guess you look at me and think I am. But I'm just a real teddy bear. I love long hugs and walks in the sun, Like Olaf. I'm kind of like a bigger version of Olaf. Yeah.
I'm going to start calling you that. Yeah. Olaf. Hi, my name is Mike, and I like warm hugs.
Happy snowman.
That was good. That was good. Yellow snow? No. My kids would be happy. I'll show this episode to them. No, probably
little
not.
Clips of it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've had moments like that, and I've had angry customers. They're like, they say they're going to do something, and mostly it's just been empty threats. Probably the worst one that we had was John was going to a job, and the guy had gotten real violent, and John goes, I don't think I can handle this guy. He's coming after me, and so I started driving that way, and then John and Nelson had left. That guy ended up like 8 months later putting a claim on his credit card that he'd paid with, and then that was a real difficult situation.
You should have kicked his ass.
I should have. Hindsight's 20/20.
Right.
But then I often have the thought of who's going to bail me out. That's really where it comes down to.
Mike, as long as it's not over, I don't know, $750, I got you.
But bail's always more than that. Have you ever been to jail? Yeah.
No, but I knew it was more than that.
Yeah.
That's why it's
some
funny.
great friend you are. Yeah. Sorry, Mike. All I got is a couple of 20s. I guess I'll just.
We're passing the hat. We're gonna get something together probably in the next week or so.
Passing the hat. I'm not paying you enough. Yeah.
from your mouth right there.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you get your oven fixed?
No. So Mike came over for dinner last night, and my wife was upset because she went to bake some rolls, and error in our nice big double oven, and so it's not fixed yet, but there's a part on the way. I knew that something was going to break because every time Mike comes over, I feel like something breaks. And I'm really not just inviting you over for dinner so that you can fix my shower or the water heater or whatever, the toilet. This time it was an oven, so he couldn't help.
I know what it's like to have a plumber friend. I'm used to it at this point.
I have a truck now.
You happen to be here.
Yeah. Hey, we should invite Mike over for dinner. That toilet's been running.
The shower drain's clogged. You don't have your tool bag in the pickup, do you, Mike? Yeah.
Oh, I do. Oh, well, hey, since you brought it, you've been a plumber long enough, huh? And had shitty enough friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had
guilty.
It was it bounced back and forth. Most of my friends have been in some form of trade, right? So I'd help my buddies with their plumbing stuff, and they'd help me with other things, right?
I need to make an electrician friend is what I need. Because those guys,
I've done that.
Those guys charge too much, and I don't want to get zapped.
They charge too much?
You didn't hear that from me. I didn't say that. Yeah. Cut that out. They charge a very fair wage is what they charge. Exactly. Right. Hashtag coming soon, Unrivaled Electric.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's that going, by the way?
What?
Unrivaled Electric.
I'm working on it.
All right.
Don't rush me. I got time here. I am patient.
Keep saying that.
Yeah.
I am patient. Yeah. You are patient. And
I like chickens, Eddie.
What's
Remember that TV show?
No.
Ed, and Eddie?
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, come on. It was great. I come out with Cow Dog and all that.
I'm 5 years older than you.
Or Cat Dog. That's what it was. And then that cow. I can't remember the cow.
Cow Dog.
Boy, I'm just going back in memories here right now. Dee get out of my laboratory. Yeah, taking back some memories, man. The Powerpuff Girls. You remember that?
So I don't know if this is just because I'm older than you or because we didn't get...
There's no value in this content right now. I don't know what the fuck happened, but we just got to go back to reviews.
So yeah, reviews are really important. Do what you can to get them. Respond to them.
And then don't let them beat you down, right? That's the main thing, right? They're going to happen.
Don't listen to these people, and don't be afraid to respond to them, and don't be afraid to stick up for yourself or your guys.
And don't be afraid to look at them and go, could I learn something from this, right? I've gotten reviews from other plumbers. Sometimes it's really valuable, right? But for the most part, none of that information is because they're not living in your shoes. And very few people can actually understand what you're going through or care to, right?
Yeah.
That takes a lot of effort, just like any of us showing true empathy and understanding and curiosity. Most of us don't have the headspace or the bandwidth to really care,
Absolutely. And don't be afraid.
But,
Good. That's good. Yeah. In one of your text interviews for the social feed the other day, he's like, I don't give a shit or something like that. And we were like, no, cut that out. We don't want our technicians going public saying, I don't care.
Oh,
all right. Cut that out. And let's edit this so he actually looks like he cares about the customers. Cause he wasn't saying he didn't care about the customers.
Smile and wave, boys.
Yeah. Right. Me love plumbing. Yeah. Speaking of which, starting a plumbing business, what would be the best thing that you would say somebody should do in going out to meet the community?
What's the best thing we could do to meet the community?
Yeah, cut that out. That's garbage. It sounded better in my head than I was trying to get us back on track.
Fix some plumbing at the the city building or something. Yeah.
I don't think that's.
I don't know. Yeah. Who cares?
Right.
As long as it's a free meal. I'm gonna shout out to Spindrift, because they're drinking it, but I ain't paying for it yet. Yeah.
Mike, have you ever fired a customer?
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you figure out, okay, is this person worth bending over backwards to keep him as a customer?
Yeah.
Or do I need to cut bait and move on to the next guy? How do you figure that out?
Usually it's those types of customers that you want to bend over backwards for don't discuss price, they discuss value.
Absolutely.
So I've noticed that in clients. We had a client here recently that he was like, "Wow, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought," right? And then the system wasn't working well. There was some other complications that happened in it. So we bent over backwards. We dropped the schedule. We moved over, take him over to go take care of his stuff.
Working on the weekends. And
then we got more work from him because of that, because he didn't care about price. He just goes, for this price, I was expecting this. And that's a person that's looking for value. So we increased the value. And that's the type of client that I'll bend over backwards for. If there's something, even if it's nothing like that system, there was nothing that we could have done in the beginning that we knew that those things were going to happen. It's definitely not in our fault, but in his eyes, he was super polite. He was really kind, and he wasn't a jerk about it. And we bent over backwards to make sure that happened. Every other customer that complains about price, I've just stood firm and I don't back down. And then, or I've had difficult customers, let's just say that too, where we kind of made a mistake, and then we go in there and they're like, okay, now you can cut me like 10% off this price and or do this for free and this for free and this for free. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just, I wash my hands of it.
Right. No, we took care of what we said we were going to, even if it took us 2 trips. We're not going to do that. That's great wisdom for any business, especially for a plumbing and heating company, but any business, the logic of, sell on value, not on price, and then retain those customers who actually value that.
Yeah. And the needy clients, right? They're the ones that in the beginning, they liked my company because they had my cell phone number and they could get hold of me all the time. And then as we grew and expanded, obviously that wasn't feasible anymore. And then there's needier clients that call in. They're like, hey, I need to talk to the owner, right? And those are usually the clients you don't want, because it's like, why do you need to talk to the owner? You don't know what the owner does.
It's just so they feel good, right?
Yeah, it seems like they feel good. Like asked to talk to a manager or something like that. Well, we found I fired clients too that they're just incessant. They don't stop calling. I've had clients, even recently call me on Sunday while I'm at church, 6:30 in the morning over nothing important. They just wanted to reach out and ask some dumb question. It's like, you disrespectful person.
Yeah.
Do not call me again. We're not going. I backed out of a bathroom remodel because the guy was nonstop.
Oh, yeah. And so you dodged a bullet there. You stopped before you even started work, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd gone out and done the bid, and then he was just, it was incredible.
Hey, so if we switch to this kind of tile, is it going to...
Is it going to knock $20 off of it? It's like, don't waste my Sunday afternoon for that, right?
Right. This is a...
text at 5 in the morning.
Monday at 10 a.m. kind of question, not a Sunday at 3.
It's ridiculous how people think, and I'll fire them in a heartbeat. No issue with that. Yeah.
Yep. And I think so many young business owners need to hear that. Like, hey, value your employees, your business model, your system, and yourself.
Yeah.
More than that one customer.
Well, and it took a while. I mean, it sounds easy now, right?
Yeah.
But the first time I got a complaint, I overanalyzed that thing from so many different directions. But I've got so much faith in my guys now and the training that they've gone through and their hearts behind it that I really don't even second guess it anymore. It just goes, that's not my client. See you later. And then if they don't pay their bill, they go on a blacklist, never work for them. And then we don't warranty whatever we have done in the past.
Yeah, when they call in, you say, "Oh, we'd love to send a technician your way. You owe us $2,500 for this job."
Yep, and that happens. That happens at least 3 times a month. We have especially in commercial buildings, they can't get hold of anyone else because we're the only business model that's the same day. And then they're desperate, and Kirsty is an absolute bulldog on that phone when they're like, well, absolutely, we've got somebody available for the next 20 minutes. All I need is a card. and and we'll take that payment that you owe us of $7,000, and we'll have somebody out there within 10 minutes.
And then
I don't have authorization for that. She goes, okay, well, I don't have authorization to send somebody out.
Well,
I got a card right here. Let me take care of that. I've heard this.
Oh, that old bill?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now I know what you mean. I can see that invoice number right in my email. Funny enough. Yeah.
And it's not just your business. Our buddy Zach the other day was talking about, he got a call from a commercial building and they're like, your smoke alarms are going off and they will not stop. And he goes, oh, well, you owe me $25,000. I'll be right out to fix that as soon as you pay. And the guy's like, what? Because, it's a big corporate thing. He didn't know that the guy didn't get paid, but it happens all the time. And checks get written or transfers get made real fast when business slows down because the plumbing's not working or the alarm's going off or whatever. Your website your website goes down and people are like, hey, Ryan, could you fix that? Oh, yeah. That's funny. You weren't.
Oh, shoot! Let me get that fixed. Yeah.
You weren't answering my calls for 6 months, and now all of a sudden your phone seems to work.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. Just like a bad family member.
And I got personal. Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end.